What's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of creditrepairshop.com and summonsmaster.com. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about the number one scams that are affecting people right now.
She sent almost $1 million to a scammer. And she's not alone. The FBI estimates the scam known as pig butchering cost Americans nearly $4 billion last year alone. Almost $1 million gone.
I know. And then I had to tell my kids because they had no idea I had that kind of money.
All that money was socked away in investments, and now Erica Damask is in financial ruin. In fact, she was forced to sell her Lombard home and everything in it.
This is my garage sale. It's really hard because a lot of the stuff, there's glasses here that belong to my husband and I have to sell them.
Her husband passed away decades ago, and recently Damask met a man online.
He said he loved me.
But the FBI says that tactic is just part of the fattening up or pig butchering.
Fraudsters are going to fatten up the victims by enticing the victims to put more money into an investment. And then they're going to slaughter them by walking away and stealing their money.
He's working on a oil rig and something broke down. Can I send him $20,000? And I said, whoa. I said, you know what? I need to pray about this. The second time I sent $35,000.
Over time, that money sent reached nearly $1 million. Damask says the scammer told her she would get double her money back in his investments. Instead, she now owes money back to her bank, cash which she took from her home equity loan. Plus, she must pay taxes on her investment withdrawals.
She was sending $100,000, $300,000, $50,000 at a time, and it was never brought up and stopped and checked.
She and her son say the money was sent via cashier's checks or wire transfers through Fifth Third Bank. They say when they filed reports with the FBI and the Secret Service, agents told them that bankers should have spotted unusual pattern.
They never questioned, why are you closing this whole account?
But in this letter to Damask, Fifth Third said it asked a series of questions that the customer must answer before a wire transfer is sent, and that her answers provided did not raise concern for potential fraud. Fifth Third told the I-Team that the bank meets applicable red flags provisions of the Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act.
Unfortunately, the trend is growing.
The international crime police organization Interpol says the scammers are using human trafficking victims like this woman to carry out their crimes.
If you don't take part in it, you get punished very bad.
The FBI says if you wire money or crypto, there's little chance you will get it back, but if you report it to the FBI quickly, there is some hope.
Our recovery asset team has had tremendous success in the last several years and recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for victims of fraud.
Authorities were unable to recover Damask's losses, but she says what hurts more is letting go of her home, furniture, and other longtime memories like this chalkboard built into the garage.
This is very important because, and you maybe you're wondering, what does this have to do with credit repair and debt and lawsuits? Because a lot of the lawsuits that I see that are coming from debt collectors and original creditors are from people who fell for these scams. And I was updating the corporate documents for our annual reports with our state, and I came across, they had a big alert for scams that are out there. And I was like, well, okay, let me click this up. Like maybe there's a couple of companies that are out there that are scamming people. And I was amazed at how many scams are out there. And this is just people who took the time to report it. And something that really caught my eye, is they have a term called pig butchering scam. Have any of you ever heard of pig butchering scam? It is not the actual scam. Let me tell you what it actually is. This is crazy when you hear this. So pig butchering scams are this. It's not actually, you're not butchering a pig. And I thought it was kind of ironic that the federal government and state and local agencies would call it that because the pig is actually the person who got scammed. The pig is actually the person who got scammed. So this is how it works. There's an initial contact, and then they build trust. They introduce the investment opportunity. There's probably a fake platform or fake website or something that you're going to look at, and then they butcher the individual by taking their money. And I just thought that was a crazy term, and you can see it right here. This is on my state's website for notifying people about scams. Pig butchering scams. So that's what they actually call it. I guess they got to come up with a term for everything. So let's look at this. This is just in a few months ago. This individual was contacted through WhatsApp for a money-making opportunity. Did not know this person, never heard of them before. This person was able to get introduced, get to this person, and this individual sent $30,000 using Zelle. And then while on vacation, the resident was directed to withdraw cash from his financial institution and make a deposit to a cryptocurrency kiosk that was also in Wisconsin. He withdrew approximately $10,000 in cash and deposited the entirety of the cryptocurrency into the kiosk. He had been interacting with the website. I'm not going to mention it. It's right there. And the resident suspected the resident suspected that this was a scam when he sent over $40,000 in Bitcoin to withdraw the funds. He was told that he would need to send $40,000 in Ethereum instead of Bitcoin. So that right there is when they started knowing. Here was another one. An elderly individual got an unsolicited text from a woman who identified herself as Miss Tina Haug, or whatever how you want to say that. Following directions of her, the resident downloaded and created a WhatsApp account. Once he connected with Miss Tina, we'll just say Miss Tina, and he was directed to put $1,000 via cryptocurrency to the platform. When the resident attempted to withdraw his money from the platform, he was told that he would have to have 3 times the amount to be able to get it. Here's another one. An elderly person here in my area was offered cryptocurrency investment. She claimed that she had found a way to make money, a certain amounts and times to make money. After exchanging numerous Telegram messages with the individual, the resident began investing in a fictitious trading platform known as, and that's the name of the platform. Maybe you might see these platforms. These are all fake. The resident sent $25,000 via wire transfer to an entity, a fictitious entity in Tempe, Arizona, which the resident also believed was associated with MetaMask and tokenomics. She was told to pay, when the resident attempted to withdraw his purported trading profits, he was told to pay $50,000 fee by someone on Telegram posing as one of the customer service reps. This individual lost $75,000. The other individual lost $1,000, and the first one that I mentioned to you lost $80,000. Here's another person that lost $9,000. Something that is incredibly concerning to me is that all of these are cryptocurrency scams. All of them. There's not one. You would think that there was maybe one where someone did I don't know, business opportunity, network marketing, or something like that. No, 100%, 100% of these are cryptocurrency. And look at these numbers: $200,000, $70,000. These $547,000, $747,000, $4,000, $105,000. This is an incredible amount of money that people are losing to these people with these cryptocurrency scams. So now what I want to do is I want to offer some help with, if you are a victim of these cryptocurrency scams and you are being sued, because with some people had money, a lot of the elderly individuals had money in their bank accounts and they just took it from there. A large amount of these people utilize getting cash advance, either from getting a mortgage loan on their property, or they use credit cards and they did credit card stacking. Credit card stacking, and then you probably saw my other video on the credit card stacking. So if you find yourself in this situation, we do have some options for you. I could tell you right now, if you don't do this the right way, which a lot of these people found out, is that as soon as you tell the credit card company that you were scammed, they're going to say, did you participate in it? And obviously, at some point, you had to participate in it. Not to say that you wasn't scammed, but you participated in it. And so when a solution is put together to help you with that situation, you have to approach the credit card company or the lender. You have to approach them a certain way to be able to have a resolution, potentially where you pay absolutely nothing, to be able to have a potential resolution because you were scammed. And this also goes for if you were talked into doing some type of credit card stacking, if you were talked into doing a quote unquote business loan that is a personal loan that is disguised as a business loan. We can also help you with that, because there's some companies out there that are making quote unquote business loans, or well, personal loans, but they're disguising them as business loans. Why are they disguising them as business loans? Because the qualifications are a lot easier on some of these platforms if it's a business loan. So if you have any of those cryptocurrency scam where you took out a loan, if you gave them the money out of your bank account, that right there, I'm not going to be able to help you with that. This is where you're getting sued. Maybe you took out a second mortgage for it. Maybe you stacked credit cards, or you utilized your credit cards for the investments, or you were talked into maybe getting a payday loan also, or an auto title loan. And then also if you were talked into getting a personal loan, but it's disguised as a business loan. And if you've never heard of that before, that's fine, because it hasn't happened to you. But the people who know what I'm talking about, that have done it, you know what I'm talking about, so you can reach out to us. So I'm going to give you a few options here. If you are getting sued, any of the situations that I just talked about, I want you to visit summonsmaster.com, and I want you to hit the contact us form. Tell me what happened. Put your information in there. We'll follow up with you. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process and my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you early in the game, grab my 3-pack of letters. They're free, or you can go to Summons Master to get an exclusive certified debt validation letter created. Links are below this video. Please subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.